All right, today's objective is going to be 4.4/4.5, so we are skipping 4.3, and it's I can add and subtract mixed numbers. Mixed numbers. Let's see if I can fit it. And there are 4 steps for adding and subtracting mixed numbers. The first step is to make it improper if it's a mixed number. If it's not a mixed number, it's just a regular fraction, then you don't have to do that step. The second step is to make a common denominator. And the third step is to add or subtract the numerators. The fourth step is to simplify, and you're also only going to simplify if necessary. So I'll move my hand so you can see all the steps. You first make it improper if it's a mixed number, then find a common denominator, then add or subtract the numerators, and then last you're going to simplify. So we're going to do a couple examples down here. For the first example, let's call it example 1. Let's just do -2 1/4 plus 3 3/4. Okay, this one is a mixed number. Both of these are mixed numbers. So the first step I have to do is I have to do step 1, and I have to make them improper. So to make them improper, I'm going to multiply the denominator times the whole number and then add the numerator. So I do 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And this was negative, so it's still going to be a -9. And then I put it over 4 still. The denominator doesn't change. Plus 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So plus 15 over 4. Now I'm on to step 2, but I already have a common denominator, so I'm ready to just move on to step 3, add or subtract the numerators. -9 plus 15 is going to be +6. I use my addition rules that I learned before, so 15 minus 9 I subtract because they're different signs. 15 minus 9 is 6, and the positive one is bigger, so it's going to be positive, so it's 6 over 4. Then I have to simplify. I can divide the top and bottom by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. It is okay for you to leave your answer as an improper fraction, so this is fine if you want to leave it as 3 over 2. Or you can say 2 goes into 3 one time with 1 left over. So either 3 over 2 or 1 1/2 would be okay for this one. For example 2, let's do, let's put it down here. Example 2, we're going to do 5 1/5 minus, let's do 6 3/10. So we have 5 1/5 minus 6 3/10. Same thing, we'll start with step 1, we have to make them improper. So I'm going to multiply and then add, multiply and then add. So 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. So I have 26 over 5 minus 10 times 6 is 60, plus 3 is 63 over 10. The denominator does not change from what I had originally. I had a 5 and a 10 here, and I have a 5 and a 10 here. Then, just like I have always before, I'm going to change the sign in the one behind. But now I'm not ready to add. I have to do step 2. I have to make a common denominator. I know 5 will go into 10, so I can change this fraction into tenths by multiplying the top and bottom by 2. I should have left more room for this step. So I'm going to show that I'm multiplying the top and the bottom by 2. 26 times 2 is 52 over 5. Oh, sorry, I messed up. 5 times 2 should have a 10 on the bottom down here. And then plus, this is now a -63 over 10. And I keep the denominator the same, so I have a 10 in my answer. And I'm on step 3, add or subtract the numerators. 52 plus negative 63. They're different signs, so I subtract. 63 minus 52 is 11, and the negative 1 is bigger, so it's going to be negative 11 over 10. That can't be simplified, so I'm going to leave it like that, or I can turn it into a mixed number and say 10 goes into 11 one time with 1 left over. So either one of those would be okay for number 2, negative 11 over 10 or negative 1 1/10. We can have it as a improper fraction or as a mixed number. Okay, we're going to do one more. Let's do 1 5/9. So example 3, let me move it up so you can see a little bit more. Example 3 is going to be 1 5/9 plus, let's do negative 4 1/6. So I start over with step 1 still. Step 1 is to make them improper. So 9 times 1 is 9 plus 5 is 14. So I have 14 over 9 plus negative 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. So negative 25 over 6. Now I'm on step 2. I need to make a common denominator. So in order to make a common denominator, I'm going to list out the multiples of 6 and multiples of 9. So I'm going to do it down here. 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36, 9 times 4 is 5 is 45, 9 times 6 is 54, and there are more, but I'm going to do multiples of 6 next. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30. And I'm looking for a match, and I have a match right here, 18. So I know I need to do 6 times 3 to get 18ths, and 9 times 2 to get 18ths, because it's the second one, 1, 2. This one's 6 times 3 because it's 1, 2, 3. It's the third one. So I'm going to multiply these 6ths by 3 over 3, and the 9ths by 2 over 2. Then 14 times 2 is going to be 28, so I have 28 over 18 plus negative 25 times 3 is negative 75 over 18. Now I'm on step 3, add or subtract the numerators. So I have a negative plus a positive, so I subtract. 75 minus 28 is 47. The negative one is bigger, so it's going to be a negative 47 over 18. 47 over 18 would be okay, or I can change it into a mixed number. So 18 goes into 47 2 times. I'm going to put a negative 2. 2 times 18 is 36. 47 minus 36 is 11. So it would be 2 and 11/18. So either of these would be okay for your final answer.